Hello, my most amazing artists. Today we are going to start creating a radial name design. So I showed you those just a minute ago. They look really cool. Your name is incorporated into the art, although it's really hard to see the names. It gets kind of camouflaged and it's very abstract. So it's a real fun project, and then when we hang them up, it'll be fun to see if you can tell what the names say. So everyone is going to start with a rectangular sheet of paper like this, although your project will end up being a square. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're about to make it into a square, and we are going to draw some triangles, and we want everything to be symmetrical, which means the same on both sides. So the sides need to be the same, top and bottom need to be the same. So I'm going to show you how to do that. All right. You want to take your paper, it's hard to see get the whole paper in the frame. You're going to take one corner, it doesn't matter which one, and you're going to fold it to make a square. So most of you have probably done this before. One thing that you want to do is you want to be sure that this is very precise. Your project is not going to turn out if you rush through this step. So I like to be sure that this corner is folded very precisely. So your paper should not be overlapping. You shouldn't be able to see the paper underneath. You need to have it very, very precise. And once I get it precise on the corner, I will take my finger and press it down here and then kind of press from the middle, just like this. And then I want to crease it down just like this. Stop. So now you're going to take a ruler, and I want you to line it up with this edge right here because we need to make the edge of the square. So if you look at this paper, I have drawn the edge of the square here. So you're going to take your pencil and line it up real carefully. Again, this is all very precise. So you need to use your hand-eye coordination. I like to bring my ruler on this side of the paper, not this side, but you can do it how you like. Just play around with it. If it doesn't work the first time, you'll have to fix it, and that's fine. So I would draw lightly the first time. But I'm line my ruler up all the way to the edge and draw that line. And then I want to make sure that it's transferred. So see, if you look, it only transferred here. I drew on top of my paper. So that even I make mistakes. So just be sure that you line it up. So now I'm going to line it up a little bit better. And I'm going to see if this works better this time. Okay. So there we go. Now my line is there. I'm going to open it up, and I'm also going to trace this folded line where my paper folded. So this fold right here, I'm going to trace it. All right. So I'm just lining it up to the corner. Again, you need to make this very precise. If you don't, your project is not going to turn out as good as someone who has made their line very precise. Okay. So it should go from corner to corner. And then what I'm going to do is I need to make the fold going this way to make the X. Okay, just like that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this corner and fold it. That's the fold I already have. So I know I need to take this corner. You may have to play around with it to figure out which corner to fold. But fold this, and you're going to fold it again very precisely. Let me turn the paper this way so you can see. I'm going to take it and fold it very precisely to that edge. And this side should line up with that line that you drew a minute ago. Over here, it should be very precise. So you notice I'm spending a good amount of time on this. I'm not rushing through this. Y'all are going to have several days to work on this project. It's not something that I expect you to even remotely finish today. We will probably finish this sometime next week. So don't feel like you need to rush through it. Okay, so I've folded that. And the only other thing I'm going to do is draw this line. So if this is all you get done today, that is fine. All right? Now, we are going to eventually cut this off. But I may cut it with my paper cutter so it's an exact edge. So like I said, we're going to cut this off. So this is all just scrap paper right here. So what I want you to do is use this paper to practice or, check out your colors. Use it to practice drawing your name. If you are ready to move on to the next step, let me get this paper that's already finished. What you're going to do is you're going to write your name in the top of your letter has to touch the top of this line and the bottom of the paper. You're only going to write your name in one triangle. So if I were to write Kilgore, and you can do kind of like a fancy font. Okay, so if you look, my K touches the top and the bottom. Another thing that you may want to do that I didn't do that I should have done is you may want to count the letters in your name. So if I did Kilgore, that's, let me turn it this way so you can see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. So the G is the middle letter. If you have 8 letters in your name, then it'll be the middle 2. Okay, but if you have an odd number, it's the middle letter. You find the middle letter. So what I really should have done is I should have drawn my G right here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then that way I don't run out of room. Okay, so again, my letters are going to get kind of bigger because I'm drawing them in a triangle. They have to touch the top and the bottom. Okay, this is probably going to be the hardest part for y'all. So now I need to do the I and the L and the O-R-E. So I'm going to do that, show you what mine looks like, and then I'm going to let you guys get started. Okay, here's my name right here. So the next step is going to be to fold it like this. Again, fold it very precisely. Once you've gotten it folded very precisely, you need to see which side of the paper you're drawing on. So I'm drawing on this side, so when I fold it, it's hard to see. When I fold it, I'm going to kind of turn my paper over, and you can't see through, but if you go take it to the window, then you'll be able to see through and you can trace. We want to trace. We want it to be exactly the same here and here and here and here. That's what makes this work and makes the radial symmetry. Symmetry means it's the exact same. So this right here will be the exact same on this side. But it only works if you trace it. So don't draw your letters and then try to draw them again over here the same. You'll have to fold it and trace it. So you'll take it to the window, hold it up carefully, and then trace. And you'll do that on all 4 sides. So you'll have to use some problem solving to figure out how to fold it to trace. So when I fold it this way, the back of it's here, and I would trace it here. Hold it up to the window and trace it here. And then once I have it here, I might can fold it another way to trace it here and here. So you will trace 3 times, and then that's when, once you get that completed, you can start coloring. Okay, so I'm finished drawing, and it looks like this. So you can see my name is the same. So in this triangle, it does the same thing. As you turn it, it's the same. And that's what a radial design is. It goes around in a circle. It's the same all the way around the middle point. It's the same. So what you're going to do now is you can outline your letters, you can color them. I'm going to let you use colored pencils and markers. I want you to use both. Figure out a way to incorporate both of them. You can use more colored pencils or more markers. It doesn't matter to me. I just would like for you to have colored pencils and markers in your final drawing. And one thing you need to do is you need to be sure that you color each triangle the same. So if you do this triangle one way, so if you color your K a certain way, your K should be colored that same way on all 4 triangles. Your I should be colored the same way on all 4 triangles, whatever the letters are in your name. Also, you see that these letters make these negative spaces. Like I think this looks like a shoe, like someone's foot. So this is why this becomes interesting, because now your letters connect and they make these interesting shapes, which this is called negative space, the space between your letters. Your letters are the positive space, but the space between is the negative space. So they create these interesting spaces. I have that. Let's see, there's hearts in the K. So they create these really interesting spaces, and so you want to color it, and then your name will be sort of camouflaged once you color it. everything is going to be colored, not just your letters, but the whole square. So your negative space needs to be colored and your positive space needs to be colored. You can color it any way you'd like. Once you've done once you've done all of this work of tracing and being really precise, be sure that you color neatly, because a lot of kids are like, oh, I'm done with this, and they just want to scribble. And these will turn out really awesome, but put forth the effort to really take your time on it. Like I said, we have lots of time to do this. I don't want to rush you. We'll be finishing these sometime next week. So this is going to be really fun. Remember, you need to be precise. Take your time today. Don't rush. If you mess up, figure out how you can fix it. All right, I'm going to set a 2-sheet limit. So if you mess up on one paper, see if you can fix it. If you absolutely cannot fix it, I will give you one more piece, but that's it. All right, have fun.